Since I began working at the district in 2018 as a wastewater operator, I have been visualizing the possibilities of Shop One, and I've been making media content in my spare time to reach children and the community with the message of water stewardship. Everybody poops, and not many people know what happens to our poop once we flush it down the toilet, which is not a trash can.
Toilets are not trash cans.
I would like to build community understanding of the value and essential role water plays for us all, while advancing my creative practice of collaboration, photography, videography, and sculpture. I am very passionate about water, human health, and the environment. The Shop One Artist Residency would allow a workspace for me to collaborate with local metal workers and staff to reuse our metal and electrical scrap and make it into pillars for an art gallery and museum exhibition. It can provide a workspace for collaboration with River Alliance of Wisconsin, Clean Wisconsin, UW-Madison and Madison College, the Goodman Community Center, MSCR, Madison Boys and Girls Club, public schools, homeschool children, and others. And we can make an artistic float to use that shares our message in local parades like the Willie Street Parade. And we can share our float in museums like the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art on State Street, put in storefront windows, and in galleries around the Madison and US to reach the public who we would otherwise not have access to. Shop One can also act as an in-person and virtual workshop and gallery space, highlighting images, videos, and sculptures to tell our story of the microscopic to the macroscopic world of wastewater. I have over 25 years of artistic experience as a photographer and videographer, educated at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay and the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. I have 15 years of experience curating art shows in New York and in Green Bay, and 5 years of volunteer experience working with immigrants and low-income children in food desert locations, teaching them to be stewards of our land, water, and environment through growing food. This residency will contribute to my growth by providing me with a space and budget to work, allowing me to give refuse a new repurposed life that will help educate the public, and allow me to collaborate with a diverse group of people and entities who I may not otherwise have access to. This residency will also help to give me a voice to share my knowledge and experience of the world of wastewater through short stories, images, public performance, and artwork, while connecting with the next generation to get them involved and to normalize the processes that go along with pooping, and to teach that toilets are not trash cans, and inspire those children to think about one water, one earth, one world, motivating their involvement. I have had my photos sold and published in books, international magazines, blogs, and galleries. I published my photography book in 2008 that was translated into 5 languages and sold around the world. And I worked as a photographer for Vice for around 7 years, having images featured in their magazines and in their photo books. In 2004, I began curating art and wine events in vacant New York City spaces, collaborating with a diverse group of artists, DJs, musicians, political asylum refugees, and fashion designers. In 2012, I brought my art and wine parties to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I featured local and international artists and provided them with a space and forum to show their works. In New York City, I ran a school garden from 2006 to 2008 at PS 84, teaching low-income children what food is, where it comes from, and how can we grow it in tiny spaces. Many of the children were from first and second generation Central and South American families who have lost their ties to food production because of the lack of growth space in New York City and their dependency on food stamps. We had a small outdoor garden space, and we created our own garden using 5-gallon buckets reclaimed from neighborhood restaurants. The children could bring their gardens home and set them on their fire escape or in a window to demonstrate food production. I taught them about the 3 sister crops of American Indians and how plants need each other for nutritional balance and optimal growth. I also taught about respecting the microbes and worms in our soil and the weeds that often pop up as nature's way to remediate soil and which weeds are edible. I was a founding volunteer for the Farmery in Green Bay in January of 2016, where we took an abandoned military armory located in a food desert and we converted it into an indoor fish hatchery and a mixed green grow space. The purpose of the space is to be a learning facility to teach children, vets, and disabled people useful skills that can be utilized in a job environment related to food and horticulture. I gave tours for J-1 visa students from all over the world, elementary school children from a school where half of the students came from homeless families. I created a barter garden along with the day-to-day tasks of raising fish and salad greens indoors. I had local neighborhood kids help me plant and grow food for the neighborhood. We hosted indoor learning events about mushroom cultivation, straw bale gardening, and hydroponics. On World Water Day in 2016, the White House announced that a zero carbon emission energy device that I proposed with a group of students from Northeast Wisconsin Technical College made it to the top 10 in the nation for an innovation project. Our design used repurposed refuse from a junkyard and electrical waste to generate electricity through redesign and innovation. This experience inspired me to rethink and repurpose our waste at the wastewater treatment plant and to imagine how it can be redesigned into art and functional products to save it from landfills and expensive and pollutive recycling processes. For the past 3 years, I've been documenting my work, the people and experiences operating a wastewater plant in both Door County and in Madison. Earlier this year, I won first place in a digital arts film festival with an artistic abstract wastewater video entitled Unsung Heroes that featured the microbes who remediate our wastewater. I look forward to your decision, and I hope that I am awarded the Artist Residency at MMSD Shop One so that I can continue to create and share my photos and videos while collaborating with local community members and children to create and sculpt new ways to get our message out while inspiring the next generation to be stewards of our water and environment. Thank you for your time and consideration.